At 3:47 a.m., deep beneath the border of France and Switzerland, something unexpected flashed across the screens at CERN. It happened during a high-energy simulation meant to copy the very first moments of our universe. This wasn't a bug. It wasn't a glitch. It was a pattern, a strange, repeating structure that seemed to hold its own against the complete chaos of the quantum world. Online, the whispers started almost right away. Did CERN accidentally render a hidden reality? A parallel universe? The team had a nickname for it: the Lattice. But this isn't a story about finding another world. It's about uncovering a hidden set of rules for our very own. The Legend of the Lattice. To get what all the fuss is about, you have to hear the story that spread like wildfire across the internet. It supposedly started on March 12th, 2024, at 3:47 in the morning. A team at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, wasn't smashing protons in the Large Hadron Collider. No, they were running an incredibly complex quantum simulation, trying to model the primordial soup of energy and fields just microseconds after the Big Bang. Their goal was to watch the fundamental rules of our universe literally bootstrap themselves out of the chaos. But as the story goes, the results went off script. An anomaly appeared, and it wasn't just a one-off glitch. The sci-fi version of the story insists that when the team reran the exact same simulation, the signature came back. Same geometry, same rhythm, same spooky consistency. This pattern was nicknamed the Lattice because it looked like a hidden scaffolding of nodes and links, a support structure forming underneath the quantum fields we know. According to the legend, this structure only materialized when the simulation's energy density hit a critical point, a level mimicking the universe's violent inflationary period right after it was born. Below that threshold, everything behaved by the book. Above it, this new order emerged. Think of it like watching water molecules. They buzz around randomly until the temperature drops to a freezing point. And then, snap, that chaos crystallizes into the beautiful, organized structure of ice. But in the simulation, it wasn't water turning to ice. It was the very fabric of simulated space-time itself that seemed to be snapping into a new, structured phase. The most unsettling part of the tale. When the energy levels in the simulation dropped back to normal, the lattice didn't just dissolve. It stayed. It remained embedded in the simulation like a scar, as if space-time remembered the phase it had gone through. It even looked as if information was being passed between the nodes, a kind of communication that went beyond our normal understanding of quantum entanglement. This story is magnetic. It's pure science fiction. It suggests that underneath the reality we see, there's a deeper architecture. The claim wasn't that CERN opened a portal, but that they had simulated the blueprint for a hidden layer of our reality, a structure that might just explain some of the biggest mysteries in physics. Could this be the real source of dark matter? Not some new particle, but the gravitational shadow of this invisible architecture? Could it be the secret subway system that explains the spooky action at a distance of entanglement? These were the electrifying questions the legend of the lattice was asking. The pivot to reality. So did CERN really find a hidden layer of reality? Did they stumble upon a secret architecture that underpins the entire cosmos? The story is incredibly detailed. That 3:47 a.m. timestamp, the name the lattice, the ice crystal analogy, it all creates a powerful and believable narrative. And that, right there, is the problem. The story is too perfect. It's a fantastic piece of fiction, but it's not what actually happened. To find the real answer, we have to separate the legend from the lab. We need to look past the viral videos and forum posts and ask, what were the scientists at CERN actually doing? What have they officially announced? The truth, it turns out, isn't about a hidden world, but about a breakthrough in understanding the weird and wonderful quantum rules that govern our own. The real science Entanglement at the edge of reality. Yeah, the story of the lattice? It appears to be a work of fiction. It's a narrative that has taken on a life of its own online, but it has never been mentioned in any official press release or peer-reviewed paper from CERN. CERN itself has a long history of being the star of conspiracy theories, from creating black holes to opening portals, which its own physicists occasionally have to debunk. But what no one knew for sure was if this spookiness still held up under the most extreme conditions imaginable. That's where CERN comes in. The team wasn't running a simulation. They were analyzing real data from proton-proton collisions in the Large Hadron Collider. They were looking at top quarks, the most massive fundamental particles we know. Top quarks are incredibly unstable, decaying in a fraction of a second. That instability actually makes them perfect for this experiment, because they decay so fast they don't have time to interact with their surroundings. This means their quantum state is passed cleanly to their decay products, which scientists can then measure. The result was a resounding yes. With a statistical significance of over 5 sigma, the gold standard for a discovery in particle physics, they proved that top quarks were entangled. This was the first time entanglement had ever been observed between quarks, and more importantly, it was seen at an energy scale vastly higher than any previous experiment. This is the real discovery, not a hidden structure, but a confirmation that one of the most fundamental and bizarre rules of quantum mechanics holds true even in the high-energy chaos that mimics the early universe. So where did the name the lattice come from? This is almost certainly a misunderstanding of a real term in physics. Lattice QCD, or lattice quantum chromodynamics. This isn't a physical object, but a powerful mathematical tool. To solve the mind-bendingly complex equations of the strong force that binds quarks together, physicists place space-time on a computational grid, or a lattice. It's a computational trick that lets supercomputers simulate quark interactions. CERN is a world leader in this kind of research. The viral story likely took the name of this calculation method, lattice, and twisted it into a physical object discovered inside a fictional simulation. The universe is under no obligation to make sense to us, and a lot of this can feel incredibly complex. But if you're fascinated by these deep dives that separate scientific fact from fiction, and reveal the even stranger truth underneath, then make sure to subscribe and join our journey to the edge of the unknown, the deeper meaning. So no, CERN didn't detect a hidden world. They didn't find a secret message from the dawn of time. But should we be disappointed? Not at all. In fact, what they really found is arguably far more profound. The fact that two massive particles, forged in an environment like the universe's first moments, remain linked, tells us something fundamental about the fabric of space-time itself. It opens the door to using the most powerful particle collider ever built as a laboratory for quantum information science. We can now test the limits of quantum mechanics in an environment we've never had access to before. This discovery doesn't close a chapter, it opens a whole new book of questions. How does this high-energy entanglement work? Can we use it to probe for new physics? Does it connect to the nature of gravity or dark matter in ways we don't yet understand? These are the questions that physicists at CERN are now empowered to ask. The real discovery isn't a simple answer, but a powerful new tool to question the universe itself. The story of the lattice is a modern myth. It's a fascinating tale born from a kernel of truth that got wrapped in layers of speculation and sci-fi dreaming. The reality is that there was no 3 a.m. secret discovery of a hidden world. They found that the universe, even at its most violent, obeys the spooky rules of quantum entanglement. They didn't discover a hidden architecture, but they did confirm a fundamental property of the one we already live in. It's a reminder that while sensational headlines about portals and parallel universes might grab our attention, it's the quiet, methodical work of science that truly expands our understanding of the cosmos. CERN didn't find another world. They found something much more important, a deeper layer of rules governing our own. It forces us to confront the fact that our universe is more intricate, more interconnected, and profoundly weirder than we can possibly imagine. And it leaves us with the most exciting question of all. If this is what we're finding now, what other secrets is the universe just waiting to reveal?